Steve, tonight we have a great matchup at the center spot. Talk about how that position has evolved over the last couple of years.
I think because of the rules, Kevin, there's not a lot of space when guys are posting up because of the defensive rules right now. You can sit in the post guy's lap, especially if he's dominant. So I think guys, as a post player now, saying I got to go out to the three-point line, I got to go out to the free throw line to be able to have some spacing to make shots.
And Kemba Walker is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Paul. Pass to Embiid. Ross with the steal. And the basket by McCollum.
Great vision there from Ross to find the open man.
Paul with the ball. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. And the basket is good.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Wow, that's a defensive breakdown. Can't do that against good scores.
And the basket by McCollum.
A natural score. Give McCollum any room to get his shot off, and he's going to let it fly.
All going up court. Here's Grant. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Kicks it out to Covington. Trains the three-pointer.
Have to guard Covington at all times from outside the arc. And he is lethal from deep.
Pass to McCollum. Walker taking his time here. Back to McCollum. And JaMychal Green picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. McCollum no good. Memphis with the ball. It's a 5-point game. Pass to Embiid. And the dunk by Embiid.
Oh, and how about squeezing the orange as tight as he could there before the stuff?
Yeah, no way he's going to lose that thing on the way up. Gallinari outside. Over Paul. And it's Gallinari missing.
Can't fault the play call. Even though he couldn't convert, that's a good shot.
Well, the Grizzlies' coaching search took 2 months. They finally settled on Taylor Jenkins, a former assistant coach with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Jenkins, with an economics degree from Penn, fits the young academic profile of this Memphis front office. Worked for the Spurs 6 years as an assistant under Mike Budenholzer, who was the coach of the year in 2019. That pedigree helped him get the job.
A second chance effort. Rebound by Joel Embiid.
Off the mark once again. Terrible quarter for him thus far.
The score now all even.
And that's what every team wants from their big man nowadays. JaMychal Green able to knock down the triple.
Again, the miss by the Pistons.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
So good at the rim. A slow defensive rotation leads to the easy lay.
Gallinari wide open. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. And that's a foul called on Gallinari. That is his first foul of the game. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop.
The defense was begging him to take that shot, and he took the bait, but you can't blame him.
And that's an element McCollum brings to their offense, the ability to drain the outside shot. It stretches the defense and makes them keep bodies on the perimeter.
Now, here's Rozier. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. McDermott can't get it to go. Here's McCollum. The offensive rebound. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And this is where you want to see Gallinari if you're the coach. A knockdown shooter at the free throw line.
The Pistons shooting their first foul shots of the night here.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And, Smitty, one thing I like about Gallinari, he's doing more things on the court as he ages.
I totally agree. He used to be out there only to shoot, but that hasn't been the case for a while now. Still scores, but his rebounding has improved, and he's done a good job of driving and drawing fouls.
Now here's Brunson. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. 6 to shoot. Here's McCollum. And too long on the shot.
His struggles from the field continue, yet they still hold the lead.
Memphis trailing here. Here's Rozier. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
A fantastic dunk. And he hangs around up there just for a little camera time.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to land awkwardly. Who knows? But there he is, and we see it very clearly. Now Rozier. After Gallinari missed from long range.
And that's his second foul already, and that's going to force him to tone down his aggression defensively.
Memphis shooting their first free throws of the game.
Doug McBuckets, we call him, has established himself as a knockdown shooter in this league.
Well, one area that has slowed the Pistons the last decade is their player development.
Yeah, you look at their roster, very few homegrown players. The Pistons haven't had a lot of hits with their first-round picks. To be a top team, you need to have a front office that can build from within.
Sinks the three-pointer.
That's his aggressive mentality, always ready to shoot. In catch-and-shoot situation, McDermott gets set, and he's ready to fire.
McCollum from deep three-point land. Can't drop the tough three-pointer. McDermott, no one around. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
And what I love, there was
the offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first quarter. Grizzlies out in front, leading by 5. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1/4 of action so far. And taking a look at the Grizzlies' performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, they were very physical and very aggressive. They've just been the better team so far.
Yeah, good job to take it right at them.
For Memphis, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Steve, Kobe Bryant said that growing up in Italy gave him a huge advantage learning the fundamentals and the tactics of the game. Do you think Europe's better at developing players than the United States?
You know, I don't think they're better. I do think their system at times for certain players, they get into a system of working on their game. And I wouldn't just say fundamentals from an early age. And a lot of those guys are being able to practice with pros at an early age. I think it comes down to individuals. And also I think a lot of these parents and kids, you have to understand it starts off with making a layup versus making a three. So I don't think the Europe is doing it better. I just think a lot of times right now we're looking at some of those European players and they're coming over ready to play from day one versus some other players.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. And Casey's found a home in Detroit. Casey said, "I have no regrets." Winston Churchill said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm." And that's what I've done. So, Kevin, Dwayne Casey is still pounding the rock.
He sure is, and I like that Churchill quote as well. Thanks, David. And one of those little spark plug guys, Terry Rozier, plays the game with Greg, I think, a chip on his shoulder.
I mean, the story goes, as a kid, when his temper flared, his mother would have to sit on him until he cooled down. He's learned to channel that fire and emotion into his game.
He gets that one. Brunson's got his second bucket tonight.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Reason why it takes extra energy to do it. You have to trust your defensive rotations, but it's worth it.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
Oubre outside. It's McCollum on the wing. Oh, drew the foul and almost hit the three-point bucket. But he'll go to the line to shoot three.
Yeah, there was definitely some contact there on the three-point attempt. And you talk about shot makers. C.J. McCollum, one of the best in the game. From mid-range, you could argue he's the best, flat out.
And you look at the shot chart for McCollum. He's a threat from everywhere.
Able to hit off the bounce, pulling up. At his height, he's got to be creative, making space for his shot.
Pass to Kleba. There's the triple. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss. In the corner, Shamet with it. Poke loose. Oubre with the steal. McCollum outside. Over Paul. Here's Lopez. Here's McCollum. 9 points in the game so far. The shot comes out. Some solid D from Paul.
Yeah, that one put them over the limit, and it's so early that if they're not careful, this could turn into a parade at the free throw line.
The Grizzlies have shot 8 of 10 from the line. That's an even 80% free throw shooting here. And after he missed the first 2 seasons of his career, Greg, with a broken bone in his foot, would injuries be your main concern for Joel Embiid?
Look, no doubt about it. As long as he's healthy, he's an all-league performer. Still, 7-footers carry a lot of weight in our league. He wants to prove he can play big minutes. They just got to make sure they protect him.
Here's Walker, and he finishes nicely on the layup.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
And that one's good. Shamit.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
McCollum up top. He's an offensive force, averaging nearly 26 points a game. Down low. Hayes. It's rebounded by Memphis. They can look forward to the American Airlines Center after this game. They'll match up against Dallas. That's game one of a 3-game road trip. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. Good on the shot.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
And that takes skill and the ability to make adjustments as you're going up.
And this Memphis team stakes its identity on defense.
Last season, top 3 in block percentage. They make their stand at the defensive end.
Here's Embiid. And the dunk by Embiid.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. They get it again. Second shot opportunity. Basket counts. Covington's got 5 now.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. No good from the wing.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
And it's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for the Detroit Pistons, trailing by 17. .50 seconds left to play in the first half. And taken away by Paul. Pass to Embiid. Shamit on the wing. Now Embiid. 6 points for him. Shoots it. And it's Memphis with another.
Coming off a scoreless first quarter, he's found a little rhythm here.
Here's McCollum. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. 14 points for C.J. McCollum. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green.
Careless turnover. You lose focus for even a moment in this league. That's the result.
To the inside. Kicks it out to McCollum. Outside, Walker. Back to Gallinari. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
On the wing, Green. Pass to Okafor. Over Ross. And the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
That's an easy. We call those bunnies. That's what they need.
A down. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Memphis leading by 17. High post, Embiid. And the dunk by Embiid.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. Outside, Walker. Here's McCollum. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Steve, we're seeing more and more teams turn to high motion offenses with a lot of passing, a lot of movement. What makes those systems, do you think, successful in today's game?
I think when you're in constant movement, especially with the rules where you can't grab and clutch and touch, it makes it hard for the defenders to keep guys in front of them. And it's hard to switch defensively when you have a team always in motion.
Pass to Embiid. They kick it out to Green. Stolen by McCollum. And a minute played as the second half gets going. And Covington sends it back.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And there it is for him.
And that's going to happen. Paul recognizes the imbalance in the defense. Delivers a perfect pass.
And the rejection by Embiid. A floater. And no good. Now the Pistons take it the other way. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That game is the first and last of their homestand.
Ooh, they've come out ice cold to start this half. 3 misses and as many attempts.
Inside, McCollum. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, the Pistons, one of the more successful franchises in NBA history. 3 titles and many other trips to the NBA Finals. Only a handful of franchises can say that.
And that's a foul called on Gallinari. That's foul number 2 for him. So it's the Grizzlies now. High post, Embiid. Pass to Wood. Back to Embiid. Banked in off the glass. Embiid's got 10. And Smitty, you were talking about the Pistons, a history of success, of championships. But the last 10 years have been difficult.
Pistons have struggled the last decade. You're so right, Kevin. But this team has a track record of not staying down for long. Detroit doing what they can to return to championship contention.
And good that time. 6 points for him.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
This is what happens when you start to break your opponent's spirit. The resistance is no longer there.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the board has been impressive.
Grizzlies making a switch here. And the dunk by Embiid.
And they're getting points. They're getting stops. And this is how they'd like to play all the time.
Yes, when it's going good, it feels easy. These are the nights you relish, but they're tough to replicate.
Pistons have made a mistake at the line yet. 10 of 10.
A new Memphis head coach. 3 of the last 4 seasons. Changeover in the front office as well. Hopefully, they'll find some continuity moving forward.
And it's denied. And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here. And so here's Memphis. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. Here's McCollum. And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession. And Embiid has got the ball here for the Memphis Grizzlies. Okafor, high post. Pass to Embiid. And here's McDermott. He's got 9. And then Okafor slams it in.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. Smitty, this Grizzlies team has always given a good effort. How tough do you think it is to see a coach let go, even when his players are responding?
You know, it's very tough because you gain trust in that coach. And often having a coaching change are more of a symptom of what's going on above them in the front office.
Embiid, no good.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
And for his offense, this has just been a brutal period.
In the corner, it's McDermott. Rozier looking around. Embiid. Again, Embiid missing. Here's McCollum. And Rozier pulls it down.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
And Memphis making a change here. And they double up Embiid. Rebound, Detroit. There's 1:17 left in the third quarter. McCollum. No good that time.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
And you've seen they've made numerous attempts to try to get him going. Shows how valuable he is to this offense.
Looking to end his cold spell. And that's 2 points on the layup. McCollum's got 21 in the game. To the right side. McDermott. It's rebounded by Brunson.
And I'm sure next time he sits down, coach is going to have a few choice words for him with that shot selection.
And you know what? He knows it. You have to try to play within the system or you're going to come away with empty possessions.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. It would take a major comeback for them to get back into this game.
And the chances of that happening don't look good.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. McCollum, no good.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
In the corner, it's McDermott. Stolen by McCollum. Good if it goes. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And as we... And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Now here is Holiday. Smitty, for players, social media can build their brands and they can engage their fans, but there are some downsides.
Yes, it is, Kevin. I mean, it's a fantastic tool, like you said, for endorsement and bringing those fans into your home or into your life. But the downside, people can see some things they don't want to see, and also you can regret posting a lot of things.
I think, yeah, sometimes people do regret hitting that send button. So yeah, they got to be careful. You're right. And Okafor slams it in.
And able to pad his stats a little bit there on that play, the board and the bucket.
And you know, Greg, that'll put him in the good graces of that coaching staff, too. My goodness. McCollum with the ball. Now Green defending. They get it back to the paint. McCollum right side. They shoot again. Back to Gallinari. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. 6 points for Gallinari.
Following up on the miss, one thing about Gallinari, cannot question his work ethic.
Goes to the reverse layup and pops it in.
Throughout the evening, he's gotten to his spots, and the defense has not adjusted.
McCollum outside. Gallinari outside. Bangs home the trifecta. Gallinari's got 5 points in the quarter.
A consistent shooter, Gallinari can light the tree from deep.
Back to Paul. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
One sign of a great playmaker, hitting his man in stride.
Knocked away. 3 on 3. This one for 3. Offensive rebound. Here's Shamet. And the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
And guys, the offensive rebounding really has stood out here this half. All those second chance points are helping them maintain that lead.
From deep. That one misses. It's his 5th miss. He's made 4 baskets. And a wide open look for McCollum. Detroit, no good that time either.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt a pass-first mentality at this point.
Gallinari outside. And there's a whistle. That goes on Landry Shamet. And that'll be his third foul so far. You know, Smitty, the NBA more active now in developing players before they enter the NBA. Not just the fundamentals, but the values of the game.
Yeah, I think it's a good move. The league has been taking a hands-on approach. There's nothing wrong with teaching the next generation life lessons about the sport and through the sport.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
Well, we're now on the back end of what has been, Greg, an incredible career for Chris Paul. Perhaps no longer the undisputed best point guard in the game, but still a top talent.
And Chris Paul might not be the best point guard, but any team would be happy to have him. His efficiency and playmaking aren't going away anytime soon. And even though he's never been an overly athletic player, that aspect of his game still is strong as ever.
And it's Gallinari missing. Johnson outside. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Johnson's got his first 2 points of the night.
Better to be lucky than good. Got that shot to fall.
Here's McCollum. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
Both sides attacking. That was good defense versus good offense.
And it's Paul missing. And Walker's got the ball here for Detroit. To the middle. Here's Gallinari. McCollum with the ball. Over Johnson. Detroit, no good that time either.
At some point, when you recognize someone's this out of rhythm, you have to shift to something else.
And here are the Grizzlies now. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. Carter Williams with the bucket.
You know, MCW able to absorb contact much better these days than he has in the past.
Back to McCollum. Steve, you know, there is some hostility we're finding between the media, some teams and players, boycotting of certain journalists. Coach Steve Kerr said it's a dangerous situation. What's your view?
You know, I think it is from a standpoint from a players and organization with the media. But I think also the media, somebody's going to have to police those guys as well. We got to have it where we're both on the same team. You might not agree, but you got to be on the same team.
I agree. Back to Walker. Can they get it? And it's McCollum off the drive. The shot's good on the assist by Walker.
And they are very comfortable running their offense through Walker. And you can see why. Drops a sick dime right there. That pass was right on the money.
Took him no time at all on that one. We've got 33 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Pass to Johnson. Six on the shot clock. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Wagner. They get the rebound. Here's Johnson. So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home, no doubt helps. And the execution